Do you like living? If the answer is yes, stay tuned into this video. If the answer is no, still stay tuned into this video. So in today's video, we'll be going over an item that can make it so you virtually never die. And unless you're a maniac, this is incredibly useful and highly underrated. Another update is the newest update, and it's been out for a few weeks now. And there's this new thing called... With this, they added Talismans 2.0, aka equipment. And equipment is super unique, and there's a bunch of different things you can wear for your necklace, for your cloak, for your belt, and for your gauntlet. Or your fists, basically. And these things are incredibly nice. And most of them are very useful for boosting your damage or making it so, you don't die. And if you like living, well, you want to get this one. This is going to be an equipment that is incredibly useful. This equipment is crafted from the magma boss. The big red angry cube is located underneath the volcano, go figure. And it has a bunch of stages that you have to clear out, usually with a bunch of different people, and then you can actually kill it. Now, whenever you kill the big angry cube dude, you will get 2 items. You will get 1 compact ooze and 1 rekindled ember fragment. In addition, the magma boss also drops other items except for compact ooze and rekindled ember fragments. It will also drop an item called the subscribe button. Once you have it, you must use this item at all times. This means you must subscribe and like in today's video. I didn't make the rules, I just made them. Either way, let's get back into it. It's used to craft the Fire Fury Staff, which is a really shit blaze rod. The Scourge Cloak, which is extraordinarily disappointing and I never recommend you get it. Or the Scoville Belt. And the Scoville Belt is incredibly nice. It's crafted with 20 compact ooze and 5 rekindled ember fragments. And this gives you the Scoville Belt, which has 15 strength and 30 defense. And its ability is gain 50 defense per ignited enemy within a 10 block radius up to a maximum of 1000 defense. Ignited is a fancy word to say they're on fucking fire. And usually, mobs that are on fire stay in fire for a while, especially another update. It's literally hell. There ain't no firefighters to save you. Now, this costs you around 7 to 10 million coins on AH. In Hose, you can buy this belt that makes it so you don't die. Every ignited enemy, you gain defense. Now, there's many ways to set enemies on fire. Sadly, you can't use flint and steel, or lava, which is what most people would love to use. But you can use any sword, any bow, and some mage weapons. Now, for bows and swords, it's very obvious. It literally is called Flame and Fire Aspect, and it literally says ignite your enemies for however much seconds, so that's pretty obvious about how to ignite them. So with my fist, I have the Scoville Belt equipped right now. I took off my Implosion Belt. Right now, I have 936 defense. It rises from 936 to, as we can see, 993. Obviously, I'm using an overpowered bow that you won't be able to afford. It's too expensive. But as we can see, my defense is steadily rising. My fist is setting the mobs on fire, and they are steadily increasing. And who the fuck doesn't like fire? When using the Scoville Belt, if you have 20 mobs and fire around you, you have more defense in Storm than you do in Goldor. I am not joking. Because right now I have 1,000 defense, I would gain an extra other 1,000 defense, or double my defense with a single item. Now this also works with swords, so if I go and hit a mob with a sword that has fire aspect, we will see that my defense also rises. Now this works on every single mob in the game. No mob is fireproof. Even though it doesn't really look like it, guess what? Every single mob you can hit. The defense is 938. When I hit these mobs, as we can see, it is steadily rising. I'm just hitting with my sword, and you can get this to rise incredibly fast, incredibly high. As we can see, I'm at 1.5k defense, which is less people than your mom has slept with. But as we can see, it is pretty busted. Now, this is also incredibly useful because it works with Fire Veil Wand. So if you're not an archer, you're not a mage, and you don't like getting your hands dirty, and you like just right-clicking blaze rods and iron swords, this is for you. Fire Veil Wand sets shit on fire. It's in the fucking name. What do you think it was gonna do? Summon a cloud of water and rain on them? No, it sets them on fire. Alright, so I have 932, and if I corrupt these mobs so they don't instantly die, my 932 mana, we will see I had 932. With Fire Veil, it's up to 10,000. So Fire Veil Wand does work with this. However, usually it kills most mobs too fast for you to actually see the defense gain. Just know that you are actually gaining defense with the Stick of Fire. This works with shooty arrows. This works with hit sticks, and this works with blaze rod usage things. So this works with pretty much everything, and you can get a crap ton of defense. This is incredibly useful in dungeons. This is incredibly useful in Kudra. This is incredibly useful in a lot of different scenarios. In Kudra, you can literally have Scoville Belt and a Fireveil Wand and basically be a budget hype mage because you have so much HP you're not going to die easily, and you're actually doing a good amount of damage. So it is incredibly, incredibly good, and I highly recommend it whether you're doing dungeons, whether you're doing Kudra. If you ever have a chance to light mobs on fire, which you always will, you should use the belt. Now granted, of course, if you're doing this, you have to sacrifice the implosion belt if you're a hype mage, which does mean you lose your 25% extra damage, but you lose 25% damage and you double your AE HP, or you double your defense. In my opinion, that's worthwhile. Of course, if you hate living, then don't use this. No crap, right? So if you don't care about your life, then don't use this. But if you do have any sense of morals and don't want to die repeatedly, I recommend using the Scoville Belt. It is a very, very good option. Either way, if you guys enjoyed today's video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.